being quiet because I'm not quite sure what we're doing here. So I don't know if you guys can see this later. My thought was just to jump on here and try to get to know some of the people who watch this channel, kind of gauge interest, stuff like that. So I'm gonna wait to see if anybody. Oh, and here we go. Kevin, is it working? So if I say hello, do you hear me, Kevin, or should I type? Hey, there we go. Okay, well we're off to the races, huh? And from what I understand, you can't talk to me. You can only type, right? Okay, cool. Well, we can chat away, or we can see if anybody else pops on this thing. I think people will be surprised because I've never done any of these. And hey, there we go. Oh, James, I know that name. How you doing, James? It's kind of weird doing this. I feel like I should have music on in the background or something. Hey, here's a name. Lawrence. How we doing, Lawrence? Are you a baby metal fan, Lawrence? No, I don't think I'm gonna try and stream any music. The idea here is I wanted to try and get to know some of the people who watch the channel, and to be really honest, to see if there's stuff you guys think I could and I should improve upon. I don't know what I'm doing, but I'm having a lot of fun with it all, and so I thought it would be a good idea. And Kevin and I here had discussed it, and he was like, "I'll log on." So is my bro, and I appreciate it, Kevin. So just trying to see how it goes and maybe get some ideas from you guys. Yeah, there we go. Okay, cool. So, all right, so here's for fun. So, Lawrence, how did you get to know who Baby Metal was, man? And then, Kevin, you told me you went to a show and Baby Metal was opening. It was a metal show, I think you told me. Who was the headliner? I never asked you. Oh, crap. I did. You told me that. All right. Yeah, you did say. Oh, no way. So, you had never heard of Baby Metal before the channel, Lawrence? Try others. I don't know if it's boring or not. So, I'm getting the feeling like maybe the. Oh, Bandmate. Okay, that's cool, Glenner. I do obviously like my Bandmate. Fantastic band, right? Oh, okay, James. All right, so newer a little bit because I don't think I did Doki Doki Morning. When did I do that? Like a couple weeks ago, I think. Oh no, sorry, James. I'm mixing you up. No, you're like big baby metal fan. I think. I think I recognize your name for sure. Kind of old. I don't know, Lawrence. I'm old too. I'm 45, so I don't know where we stand here. It's actually interesting, YouTube gives me algorithm of where people watch and whatnot, and so I'm 64% Japan, and in the U.S., which is where I'm at here, and I know Kevin is too. I'm way, way down on the list. It's actually because I've been doing Nightwish. Finland is now second. Italy was for a long time because Måneskin, which I've been saying incorrectly. So they're like, you got to say it right, which is true, by the way. I got yelled at, and she was absolutely correct. I got to get the name a little bit better. Japanese is a little harder, but I think it's true, right? You appreciate it more when people make an effort to get things right, and so I'm trying to do that a little bit better too. But the biggest part of it all, it's the same as you guys. It's this like really, you guys say the foxhole, I know, but going down the holes to like learn about these music, so much fun, you know. All right, here we go. G Junkie one. I found baby metal because of one of the Avengers, Riho Sayashi. I've been a Morning Musemi fan since they were created 25 years ago. So those are new names to me. I don't know who they are, so maybe I'll have to check that out and get to know that a little bit. So maybe I should keep notes. I should write this stuff down and figure it out. Are any of you guys Nightwish fans? I've been doing some of those Nightwish videos lately. I've been really enjoying those a lot. It's kind of weird they don't let you guys talk back to me. This is kind of strange to be really honest with you. But I guess it makes sense because otherwise everybody would be talking. I'm not totally sure, but are we still a big Red Hot Chili Peppers fan, Kevin? I did the Californication tour, you know. So I don't remember how long I was out on that, but I got to check out heck of a lot of performances, man. And I'll tell you, so it's funny. So Flea would do a song, "I'm a Little Pea," something about being a pea. And I don't know why it was one of those songs like, oh my god, I got to hear this guy sing about being a pea again every night. But dude, when that Californication album came out, come on, right? That was one of those seminal albums that was just, it was just amazing. And people they shit on the Chili Peppers because it's, are we allowed to cuss on this live thing? I don't know. We're not supposed to. Oops, but they talk crap about it because it's California, 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 California. But you know what? That album was so 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 good. Maybe Rick Rubin's influence, but oh man, it was great. And then I was working for Stone Temple Pilots on that tour, which was really cool because the bands, and if I'm blabbing on, I just don't know what to talk about. So if you guys are like, bro, shut up and talk about baby metal, we'll do it. We'll do it. But on that tour, it was neat to see the people, and they would queue up along the side of the stage, and they would wait for the opportunity to watch STP play. You know, it was such a cool feeling. And I'll bet you we should get Froggy back on because he said, if you guys watch that episode with Froggy, he's the production manager of Corn for a long time. That they would all watch them perform on the side, and it's a testament of an opportunity of knowing a really good band when you see it. So it's kind of cool. All music, Kevin? Come on, it's a lot of music, bro. Polka? Do we like polka? Name your favorite polka band, Kevin. Weird Al's cool. So I think I'm right. I think Weird Al is the best-selling artist in Capitol Records history. I think. If not, it's something along those lines. The guy killed it. So, and did you know with Weird Al, his parents both passed away inside their house. They left the oven on. Yeah, see the Beatles, I know. But there's something there because there is. We could look it up. We should cheat. But Weird Al, maybe it's like tickets sold at shows, you know. But yeah, his parents passed away inside their house. They left the oven on and they both died in their sleep. Terrible. I know it's really sad, but wow. But yeah, everybody loves Weird Al. You know, here's one. So the movie, remember UHF? UHF, it was released like the same day as like monumental movies. You know, I don't know what it was, but something that was like, who the who thought that he could compete? And if you guys have you guys ever seen UHF? Has anybody here seen the movie? They there's a part where Kramer from Seinfeld, he's got the stupid movie for sure, but it is funny. And there's some parts you laugh even though you know it's stupid. But he took the fire hose, man, And he's all, Joel Miller, which is my name, you get the fire hose. And the kid goes like flying across the deal. And so that was me, man. You get the fire hose. Did you guys watch the new movie on him? I did not. And it's been a long time since I've seen you and Jeff, but I remember laughing because it was like, who the heck put money into this thing? Actually, that'd be cool. What if Weird Al did a Baby Melville cover? Would it be good or not? The new one's really good. I had a feeling it would be pretty cool. What's the Harry Potter name guy? He's good, he's kind of like a bro. If you watch him in interviews, he seems like a nice dude. He's cool. He seems like an all right guy. So I think he'd be a fun fit for playing Weird Al, man. Where are you at in Canada, Glenner? $4.99. Did you just give me money? Yeah. Professor, thank you, dude. That's real cool. Dude. I appreciate it. Is that why people do these live things? That was real nice of you, man. I appreciate it. Oh, you beer. Thank you very much. So, Professor, so what's your what are the bands you're here for? Who do you like? Do you like Weird Al? That's what we were talking about. And what happened to my Bandmate fan? We just got quiet on that. I love Bandmate. Yeah, actually, now that there's a few of us here, that's what's been interesting. So my door opener, and I'm going to assume it was the same as a few of you, if not all. It was baby metal, right? And I remember watching. I think it was Monochrome. It was on here, and it's that feeling of like, what the hell am I watching right now? But boy, do I like it. But boy, what's going on? And it's trying to register it in your noodle and really engage what it is. Hey, Munich, cool. Munich's a cool city, man. Awesome place. That's so I used to sell art, and Munich has fantastic art throughout the city and cool people. So oh, I remember that. Okay, all right, Professor. I know who you are. Yeah, man. Thank you. Who did we do the Kai video? I did it with Eddie, right? With Eddie Hedges. Totally. And it was really good. To be honest with you, when you put that up there, I'm like, how am I gonna watch like what was it, 13 minutes? It's 13 minutes of some dude drumming. And I'm kind of like, I'm not a drummer. What am I gonna say to this? But what was cool was in the first like minute, I'm sitting there like, how the hell does that guy do that? And it was really pretty amazing. So thank you. You surprised me. I was like, what am I gonna? So I called this guy Eddie. Eddie's an awesome guy. Hey, Hades, I know that name too. This is cool. All right, I know you. What's up, man? And so I surprised my buddy Eddie, and I'm like, hey, I need you to come on this thing, and I need you to do this drum thing with me because I don't know what the heck I'm supposed to talk about drums. I can't play the drums worth the crap. And it was cool. It was really cool. I think he enjoyed it too. I think he was pleasantly surprised. I think he dug it. Yeah, I didn't miss anything. It was neat. So I'll tell you one. So the Sound Dudes, right? I was on tour with, I think it's STP. And they were like, hey, Rifkin was my nickname. Hey, Rifkin, can you hit the bass drum on the drum set? I'm kicking it, I'm kicking it, and it's not really making any sound. They're like, bro, hit the damn drums because they're trying to get the sound right. And I'm kicking it, and I couldn't do it. So I've always hated the drummers. However, when you try a little bit, like Chad, actually, since we were talking the Red Hot Chili Peppers, the dude hits the drum so hard, and it's like lovingly hard. It's just like, I'm here to rock. It's so cool, it really is. So a great drummer, obviously. So maybe I'll do a couple more drum videos here and there because I was mesmerized. It was. If you guys didn't watch the one he's talking about, you guys need to. You have a great speaking voice. Thank you, Banjo. My girlfriend does not think so. But I appreciate that's really nice of you. Another tangent, I did that book, which is kind of what started all this stuff. And I had a buddy, and he does video games. He does voiceover for video games. I thought that was like a stupid job, right? Not dumb, but kind of like, man, that's got to be a gravy train gig. You do the voice of video game. So I'd have beers and talk to the guy or whatever. And his wife was pretty, so we don't thing. And then she would come out with weird stuff. She'd keep like little pieces of paper in her backpack, and she'd hand them to you. And it would be like, today is a wonderful day. And I'd be like, it is a good day. Thank you. So when I started doing my book, it's really hard to narrate. And the book's like 500 pages. And I called him like, yo. And he's like, hey, the guy who thinks my wife is pretty or whatever. And he's like, and he says to me, and I'm like, look, I'm gonna be honest with you. I thought your job was stupid, and I was talking crap about it because you just do video game voices. Until he told me that he was one of the guys on Diablo, and I was like, oh, well, that's actually really neat. But I was telling him I thought it was stupid until I tried to do it, and now that I tried to do it, I was like, so I owe you beers, and I apologize. Your job is not lame. It's a very difficult job. So thank you for saying I have a nice voice. I appreciate it. Oh, so duh, you're right. Tommy Johansson is awesome. That was a super cool thing to introduce me to. Did not expect to care. It was a cover of like Heart, right? And I'm thinking, this is just gonna be whatever. I'm gonna do it for this guy anyway. And then I loved it. So if you watch the initial video on Sabaton, I don't really like it very much. And what's really funny is at the end, I kind of shit on who the titles, because the titles are running longer than the video. And they're like, dude, that was Floor. The one that you keep going on, you like so much, is the one in the titles that you're like, ugh. So it was very funny. So Tommy's awesome. And then when he wrote on there, he was like, because I did the video with my buddy. Oh, come on, I'm terrible. He has the ACD Keith. He has the ACDC cover band, and he's a really good dude, man. And so I did the video with Keith, and and Tommy wrote on there because somebody said, "Oh, the reason why he covered Twisted Sister was blah 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 blah." I don't know if that was you, Don, that he said that, and he wrote that none of that's true, and it was kind of like, "Oh, right on, cool." So it's nice when people watch it who are the people that I'm reacting to. I have done one Epica song. It was awesome, Mark. You were absolutely right. I want to do more. So here's the deal. There's so much Nightwish I'm finding, and there's also all these other subsidiary bands related to it. Thus far, they're all awesome. So what's neat is I have all this wonderful stuff to react to, and I know it. And Nemophila, I Hades, dude. I love Nemophila. It's not fair to pick favorites, and we don't need to, but Nemophila, I don't know, man. There's something that just keeps sucking me back to that band. She's such a good vocalist. The drummer, so cute and so good. She's so powerful. So I love Nemophila. And it's funny, I'm searching for these other bands, but nonetheless, I'm really digging what we've got. And I haven't even touched their catalog so far, which makes it so much more fun. There is so much cool metal out there. What's the one I just did? I got like a million emails today. It was that band from Mexico. Was it you, Kevin, who told me about them? But I'm going to do more of those. They're good. It's these three sisters, and that was really, really good. Thank you, the warning. So I want to jump back into the warning. I was going to do one tonight, actually. I still might, but really, really good stuff for sure. Super talented. And what was funny was I was told they did covers, which now I know they did a Metallica cover because I do read some of these comments. I just can't get through all of them, but I do try to. And so I'm going to check out the Metallica one and see what's up. Did you guys watch the video I did, the Metallica cover with Enter Sandman? And I was kind of surprised, like Elton John was cool. If you listen at the end, he does the piano, and Chad obviously just said he's a great drummer and stuff. But I didn't really like Miley Cyrus' voice. And I hate that when you're like, people don't want to hear you be like, oh, that wasn't good. I hate that. And so I wanted to like it, but I was like, God, I don't know. It just didn't hit the mark, man. Huh. You really think so? Sorry, reading Professor Steele here. I don't know. So with Baby Metal, initially I was surprised. It was what Froggy said in his interview, um, Corn Guy. I was kind of like, I don't know what I'm seeing because it was such a dichotomy. Now I'm used to what I'm seeing, but I do like it. And what I like is Sue is a very talented singer. The choreography is fantastic. And then the backing band are monsters. And that's what I think I like. Now, the new album, I think one of the songs I wasn't too fanatical about, but the last track from the other day I thought was awesome. I really, really did. And the other alluring thing about Baby Metal is they're still really young, to totally transcend into something different here. Kurt Cobain died young, and that's one of the travesties in music is what would he have created for us to check out? And the answer is stuff. There would have been other hits from his brain that we would have liked, assuming you guys are Nirvana fans, but it's a safe bet. Some of us are. Baby metal has a lot more room to grow. There will be a lot of stuff, I think, and that's attractive to me. So I like that. I think, yeah, thank you, Russ. Nemophilia is more than the music. There's so much love, there's so much laughter, there's so much enjoyment. It's so addictive. I want to hang out with these ladies. I want to get to know them. I want to talk music with them. Even to the what was the Minions song? I mean, they're just sitting there like, hey, I got an idea. And the other ladies are like, what do you got? I'm like, we're gonna do the Barbie song. And they're like, Barbie, let's do it. So it's cool. Bandmate is traveling the US. I was aware of that. You guys should go see them and support them. They're fantastic. Glenner, you're absolutely correct. What do we got here, Clive? I'm reading you. Flora is by far the best singer because she's so versatile, but there are several good singers out there. The Warning are okay, but Liliac is better. Okay, I'll have to give Liliac a try. I should hold on. Sorry, guys. Let me write some of this stuff down so I don't forget. Liliac. Yeah, The Warning I just tried yesterday, and I really enjoyed that one song. And when you start something you like, you should jump into it a little more and check it out and see. Your book sounds interesting, by the way. I want to get it. I love music and traveling. Must be such a blast to be a roadie, and also it is a lot of work. It is a lot of work. The book was a lot of fun. If you're on Kindle, it's free, actually, if you have the Kindle program, and you can check it out. But it was fun. It was sort of like a bucket list thing. You write a book, and when I finished it, and I won't go into the book too much because I don't want to bore you guys. But when I did the book, do I know Dennis Pana? I don't think so, Professor. No. So with the book, what I had done was I wanted to make something for my nephews. I actually had cancer. I had melanoma. Right. I was born in England, so we don't make sun. And I wanted to do something neat. I didn't think I was going to die, but I figured at some point I wanted my nephews to know a little bit about my track record. And I didn't want to write a book like just talking crap. We've seen that. And if you want to have like the crazy, crazy stories, then get what I tell people, the Motley Crue book is apparently filled with them. So mine was just more like dumb roadie Joel trying to figure stuff out, but really enjoying myself and growing up a little bit. And it was a really cool experience. I enjoyed it. I did not expect people to like it so much. And it was a really pleasant surprise, man. It was really nice. I put it on Amazon and it was one of those like, oh, okay. And it says it was live. And then the next thing you know, it's like one, two, three. People start ordering it. I'm like, oh my God, I didn't even edit it yet. So I quickly called up my girlfriend's cousin, who's a retired high school teacher, English teacher. And we started editing it while it was live. And I'm trying to do it as fast as I could because if I remember, I couldn't take it down. So that's the quick story with the book. But it was a lot of fun. I appreciate it. You're still in the UK. It's 2:30 in the morning. Clive, good morning. What do we have here? Liliac, sorry, is a band from the US. It's three brothers and two sisters. Try their live performance of Mars. On it. I'll do that tomorrow. Mark, what do we got? Blind Guardian, the Bard's Song, and Valhalla in Vakken. Oh, okay. So this Vakken performance, there's certain you're going to be like, write it down. I know. Sorry, hold on, Mark. I'll write it down. Vakken. By the way, I pronounced that correct now because you guys told me I was saying whacking, I think, in the beginning. So sorry about that. I actually just did one. It's going to come out tomorrow. And it was Marco's band from back in the day. It starts with a T. And it was real cool, man. I really enjoyed it. Dennis Pana does original music, but is also able to emulate a lot of other music. He uses it to ask, what if this band wrote this example? What if Motorhead wrote Billie Irish? Ooh, yeah, weird. Tarot, thank you, Tarot. Tarot was awesome. So I just did my first video of it. And I was just sitting there kind of like, ooh, I like this. Because somebody had just written, how come you don't do any of Marco's stuff? I'm like, fine. actually. So, all right. So hold on here. I will check out Dennis Pana. Yeah, I met a dude last night at a party. Or, they have a Super Bowl here in the United States. And oh, tarot. All right, thank you, man. Is that correct, Clive? Tarot. So I will. I say it wrong in the video. I'm giving you a heads up. Comes out tomorrow. It's incorrect. The video from Marco, Dead God's Son. No. Oh crap. Okay. Dead. So yeah, so get a load of this. So this dude I met at this party yesterday for Super Bowl. This guy is that Mr. Beast dude. He used to work for that guy. He just finished working for him. So he's gonna give me some suggestions. I'm intrigued to see what he says. But yeah, man, that could be really good for me. I'm figuring, just stuff that like, I don't know, whatever these guys do that makes them good. So anyway. As in tarot cards. Yeah, tarot. No, I'm nuts. Tarot. Oh, you're right. It is tarot cards. Yeah. All right, Clive, you got me. That was good. You're right. Oh God, one OK Rock. Really good, huh? All right. Murata. Next time I'll bring out a piece of paper. Murra Tatum. All right. So now that I got a few guys, if you don't mind, if I can ask you guys some questions, what can I do better? Because I do want to do like a good job of this. Like I really am trying to like do a good job. I'm honestly just in it to have a good time. People are like, check this out. You'll get a lot of hits. I don't really care. I'm not. I'm just enjoying myself, but I really am. So if you guys have suggestions of stuff you think I could do better, it'd be cool. Throw them my way because yeah, I'll kind of keep it all fun. It's interesting to get to know you. I spoke to Kevin yesterday here, which started this because I wanted to do it live. The problem with doing something live is it's immediately live and I don't know what I'm doing. And so if it comes across and people are recording, I'm sitting there picking my nose. So I was a little nervous, but be yourself and genuine and enjoy yourself. I think you've been doing great. Thank you. That's very nice, you Schrodinger. Thank you. These live chats are definitely a great idea. So I want to do the live chats, Banjo. My issue with them is like, what do I do? Do I create like, I was thinking like beers with Joel, something like that, but I'm not a techie. So people in the beginning are like, hey, why don't you talk more about the backline? You're a roadie. Backline is the instruments and stuff. I don't play any instruments. So I wasn't able, I don't want to do that, And as far as being myself, that's the point of it. If I'm pretending to be something, you guys are going to call me out. You guys know this stuff so good. So if I'm pretending to be something else, it's just going to be stupid and no one's going to watch anymore. And also, I'm going to feel like some jackass sold out guy. It's not going to be fun. So I got to figure out what the niche would be. I was figuring just tell stories and have a bit of fun with everybody. If I can figure out on live, I could also bring on roadies with me live, which might be really fun because then you guys can ask them the techie stuff if you want to. And they're obviously better at some of that than me. So, ooh, that'd be neat. Ian Copeland. So I'll tell you, you guys want to hear a cool Jimmy Page story? This is for us. So this is not in my book, by the way. So I hold on, Russ was that's the only hard part. It's like to keep reading this and to talk. So in Hollywood, there was this bar called the Backstage, right? And Copeland's brother um, owned it. He passed away, the guy. And so I'd go there every now and then. And I went there with this lady named Pumpkin Pie. And she was a promoter. That was her real name, man. And I'm at this table, and it's my ex girlfriend, and it's all women at the table. I'm the only fella. And I'm just telling you this so you guys think I'm cool. That's the only part. That's the only reason I brought that up in the story. But I'm sitting at the table, and Jimmy Page walks into it's Pumpkin Pie. It was a real name. You could look it up. So in walks Jimmy Page, and I'm kind of looking like, whoa. And at the time, I was working for Guns N' Roses, which to me was incredibly cool. It still is. I love Guns N' Roses. So as much as you guys love certain bands here, for me, man, I loved Guns like crazy. Loved them, loved them. And that's why I tell some of these people, they're like, what do they when they come on, my guests come on, and then they're like, what do you want me to do? I'm like, just be yourself, dude. If you don't like it, don't be too much of a dick, but just be yourself. Just say whatever. Because when I was a kid, if you talked crap about Guns N' Roses, I'd be mad, dude. I love that band. So anyway, Jimmy Page cruises into this bar, and next thing you know, he knows this pumpkin pie lady. He comes sit at her table, and he shakes all the ladies' hands. The only person's hand he doesn't shake is mine. And I mean, who cares? But I'm like, oh, I miss Jimmy Page's hand, the hand that plays Stairway to Heaven. And the only reason he didn't shake my hand was I was too far. I was far on the table for him to get to. So the dude, and this is the part, Banjo, I don't know. So he sits at the table with us, and I'm like, wow. And so my ex-girlfriend, she's chatting away to me, and I'm looking at her like, I just can't even hear words coming out of your mouth because Jimmy Page is sitting at the table. And she's like, who's Jimmy Page? And I'm like, oh my God. I really did. It was like a moment of like, what? I'm like, honey, he wrote Stairway to Heaven. And she looks at me and she's like, what? She's like, I don't know that song. And I'm like, what? So anyway, one of the ladies at the table, she says to Jimmy Page, she says to him, she says, I think you just gave me money, so thank you very much. I really appreciate it. So she says to the guy, hey, I used to be one of your groupies in the 70s. And I don't know why the lady said this, but Jimmy Page kind of smiled and he gets up and leaves. So I'm looking at her like, lady, you could have shut up. You just scared away Jimmy Page. In the meantime, my girlfriend goes back to the story she's telling me, which is like some story that I totally don't care about, I remember. Now, anyway, years later, I started writing lyrics. I wrote some lyrics. And that's why in some of these videos, you'll see like I'm really into the lyrics they write because I tried to write lyrics for a little while. So at least I understand it. I'm not saying I was great at it. I don't know if I was. I'll be honest, which is a polite way of saying, eh. I did write a song for Darius Rucker, which I'm very proud of. But nonetheless, um, I started writing with a band called Toad the Wet Sprocket, one of the guys from Toad the Wet Sprocket. Well, the girl was from Santa Barbara, and Toad the Wet Sprocket is from Santa Barbara. And she's like, whoa, Toad the Wet Sprocket? And I'm like, yeah. And so I'm like, so you know Toad, but you've never heard Stairway to Heaven? And she's like, yeah, they went to my high school. So when I started working with Toad, I'd be like, you guys are like bigger than Zeppelin, dude. So there's my stupid story about Copeland, the Copeland brothers. So, and if it was a different Copeland, then you just got a random story. Tomas is an amazing lyricist. He really is good. And then the keyboard player, whose name I should know by now, I apologize. I've been learning that he's been writing a lot of the music, which makes sense because the piano is the best one to write on. A little hint for you guys since you're watching. I'm trying so hard to bring Dizzy from Guns N' Roses on, and I want to hear him and see what he has to say about Nightwish. He'll know who they are, but he's a really good friend of mine. So I've been bringing on the roadies. I've got some cool surprises for you guys. Yeah, same Copeland. He was a cool guy, man. He was a really nice guy. But I want to bring on Tomas. Thank you. You're right. I'm all over. You're right. It's Tomas. Sorry about that. I was thinking Marco for some reason. But I want to bring on some of these other guys whose opinions matter more than mine and just sit back and watch them, which I've been doing with some of the roadies. But like Dizzy, who is an amazing piano player for Guns for a long time, what would he think? That's more interesting than me. So I'm working on some of that stuff, and I'm going to bring on some really fun people for you as I grow, because honestly, it's getting easier to pitch this to these guys because I'm at like 550,000 views a month, and it's just my stupid ass. So I'm gonna try and keep bringing on some more people. So far, I've been bringing on people from the interviews I did that I thought were more interesting when I interviewed them, interesting in that they were a little more camera friendly, and so I'm gonna keep doing that and see. The one I really want to bring on, and it's a little harder, but I brought on the drummer of Creedence Clearwater Revival. It's a great interview. He was so charming. He was so cool, man. And I'd love to hear what he thinks of some of these amazing J-metal drummers. Oof. Or actually, screw that. It could be the Nightwish drummers too. They're so good. But anyway, I'm gonna have fun with some of that. That's what's gonna be coming for you guys. Oh, you like my story, Banjo? My random story about Jimmy Page. Yeah, the thing with the Jimmy Page part, not to keep going back, I was thinking, even if Axl Rose was sitting with me, he'd be sitting there like, That's Jimmy Page, right? I mean, so that's why it's not that lame. So she was not a stripper, as far as I know, Professor. Pumpkin Pie was actually a big promoter, and I think she did quite a bit of stuff here in Hollywood. She was a really nice lady. I doubt she's still alive. She was an older lady, but I'm not sure. But what a name, right? What a name. Kai is amazing, Clive. You're right. It would be cool. Oh, you met Lemmy? Bro. So did you guys like hold on, this thing's bugging me. Scratch this thing. Did you guys like Batty Lemmy's Tech? So one of you guys called it actually, you called it out. So Batty was watching the football matches and it kept telling him to watch the video. And somebody was saying, why does he keep looking to the right? But English guys, that's all they want to do is watch soccer the whole time, dude. So be like, get back to the video, Batty. But Batty has some really good stories about Motorhead. They're very, very funny. That guy's quite the character. I'll probably bring him back at some point because I love that guy. Some of these roadies they're fun, they're very all over the place. They're eclectic. They're really neat people. So I'm gonna do that. All right, let me read more of these. You're a big Toad fan, Mark? So Toad's good. I actually this is a long time ago. I was going to do a documentary on Toad, and so I interviewed everybody in the band, and we started putting it together, but we never actually finished the interview. And I asked the singer, Glenn, right? I asked him the background of every single song on every album. It took me hours, and it was really interesting. They wrote some wonderful songs. So yeah, maybe I'll bring on one of the guys from that band. That might be fun for us. So. Pinball is a great game, and I believe that. I used to see Lemmy regularly. He used to hang out on the Sunset Boulevard all the time. The nice thing about Hawkwind, oh yeah, that's cool. He would he was really friendly. He was easy to talk to. You could drink with him, and he was a nice guy. And then he would come in. There was a venue called the Cat Club, and it was owned by the drummer of the Stray Cats. And I used to go there regularly and have tons of fun. And Lemmy would come in and he would usually sing the Beatles. And it was really cool, man. A lot of really interesting cats would come in and out of there. No pun intended, by the way. I don't know, it makes me feel old, but I still love Motorhead. It's that grainy voice and just straight rock that's awesome. One that surprised me is I had Batty react to Ace of Spades, which I thought would go crazy. I thought that was so cool, and nobody really watched it. So that's what's interesting about these two. Some of these reaction videos go nuts, and other ones go quiet and it's like no rhyme or reason, which I like. It makes it more fun to do because every time I put something to go live, I have no idea what's going to happen, and I really enjoy that. Girls' school in Montreal. I don't know girls' school. Any musicians I want to meet but haven't got the chance. So there's a woman named Nancy Griffith. She passed away, which is not answering your question. But I really wish I had met her, and I tried. I was this huge fan of hers, and actually, the Darius Rucker song came because of this folk singer out of Texas named Nancy Griffith, and it wasn't because of who. Oh, there you go, Glenn, you're the man. So it wasn't because of Hootie. So Darius hears that this Guns N' Roses roadie guy wants him to sing a song that I co-wrote with actually one of the guys from Toad the Wet Sprocket, um, because of this woman named Nancy Griffith. And he calls me Darius, and he's like, "I love Nancy Griffith." I'm like, "Oh, me too, me too." Now I had tried to write with her. I wanted her to do a song, and I was producing film for a little while too. I talk more about the music because it's just a lot more interesting to me. I'm a music guy. I'm not so crazy on. I like music more than film, and so she's like, well, she was going to do a song, and it was a Coppola film that Tom Waits did a lot of music to. And they didn't use her track, and she was very offended, and she never did a song for a movie again. So the manager guy, his name was Al Koenig. He sent me a big box of all of her CDs and her DVDs and her books. And he says to me, he's like, thank you for being a fan. We love you. And I hit him up. I'm like, I already have all this stuff, dude, because it's Nancy Griffith. So that was my biggie. I really wish I had met her. I made a mistake never going to see her play. So I would love the opportunity to meet her. And then now that I've been doing these videos, it would be interesting to meet some of the people I'm reacting to. Again, for the same reason as meeting some of you guys, it's just to get to know people better, not have this like wall in between it, make it more real. I was telling Kevin yesterday when Kevin and I were chatting about maybe doing this today and just seeing how it would go, to be honest. That was one of the flaws I had is when well, not a flaw, but when I worked on the stage with the bands and stuff, I didn't really get to react and meet the audiences very often. And if you watch a show from the stage, it's watching the roar of the crowd that's so very exciting. And I feel like I missed out a little bit. And I somehow inadvertently feel like I'm catching up by getting to talk to fans a little bit. And I'm enjoying this part. Oh, come on. Totally. Morbius. Yes, absolutely. Funkadelic. Oh my gosh. Yes. Now we're there with royalty. So I grew up across the street from Angelo from a band called Fishbone. I don't know. Do we know Morbius? I hope so. Fishbone was real cool. And Angelo and them would practice in his garage, right? And like all these cool people showed, like the Chili Peppers would come up and they'd practice in his garage. And so I'd get to listen to all this stuff. And Angelo was like crazy, crazy Parliament. And I'd hear all these wonderful stuff. So the very beginning for my ears was John Lennon randomly, but a lot of it was what Angelo was listening to, which was a lot of funkadelic type music. And oh, I loved it. I loved it. So it kind of got me drinking the music Kool-Aid, man. So if you guys don't know Fishbone, treat yourself. They're a fantastic band, wonderful stuff, like literally 8 million albums now. 20 years of loving Nightwish. Good for you. That's cool. Yeah, it has been fun because some of these people in the beginning are like, how could you have never heard of these people? So I bring on some of these older roadies and they never heard of them either. I'm like, so it's not just me lying to you. What did you show Scott Stapp by Bandmate after he watched Sense? So Scott wasn't on the podcast. It was a roadie who's working for Scott right now. So I was actually supposed to interview Scott last year. It did not work out. So maybe at some point I'll bring him on actually too. But with Scott, there was a whole bunch from the roadie. I did like 6 of them. But the bandmade perform. Oh, after he watched Sense. I don't know. I'd have to go cheat. I'd have to go back and look at what I released. But if I'm correct, I think I released I did. Those are all in the sequential order of when we recorded them. So you're not keen on Taria. See, I disagree, Clive. I liked her. I think she's really cool. I like the Taria stuff. So too operatic. Okay. And Annette is too pop. I can see the pop part. Have sung for over 50 years. Oh, wow. All right. On and off in bands and musicals, but only an amateur. I wouldn't say you're an amateur. You've been doing it for 50 years. That's pretty amazing. I see where you're going. I did have that one roadie on. The Nightwish fans were furious. What do you say? It was wizard music or something. And oh man, Wes, oh, they were mad at him. But I thought that a little bit funny because I don't know. It's okay to get shit on a little bit. I was like, well, they hate you, Wes. So it was fun for me. Oh, okay, professor. It's not just me. Yeah. I mean, the truth is, I haven't really had my pulse on contemporary music. I don't listen to the radio. In the car, I listen to classical music. And so this was kind of fun, is I genuinely don't know these people. So the metal scene in Europe is different than you. I would believe that. I believe that. Yeah. Sharon Den Adele within temptation. I don't understand. Sorry, Russ. I'm a huge Nightwish fan, and that's hilarious. Yeah, Wizard music. It did not go good. They really did not like him. Yeah. So, but I'm gonna bring him back. Haha. No. Yeah, I agree, Banjo. I like the fantasy inspired. I like where it sends my brainwaves. And I don't know. I'm not able to put it into words, and that's what makes this so good. And then Flourish just she's like Wonder Woman, man. I mean, part of even what she wears looks like Wonder Woman. I'm transfixed on her. She's my Barbarella. I think she is absolutely phenomenal. I love it. But I think Taria is really good too. And I just love going down the wave of learning about this big entity. There really is a lot of music to learn, and I like it. And I think I said on the I know I did. I said on the last one that I looked on Google. What are the biggest reaction songs or whatever? It was Nightwish, and I'm like, oh, see, I know what I'm doing. I'm already reacting to Nightwish. So Florizina, that's cool. Oh, you know who I'm friends with? If you guys are a big Xena fan, the woman who played Xena's sister in the TV show, so I could maybe bring her on and see what she thinks. That might be fun. She's really cool. Her name's Adrian, and she's a wonderful woman and a great actress. So, Arion, I sorry, Jude is for Jude. Arion, I feel like I have because I know the name Arion, but I'm not 100% sure. I'd have to cheat and do a quick look. I don't know. I'm gonna cheat. Hold on, guys. No, I haven't. I need to do some Arion. I know the name. So here, let me put on my a little to-do list. Within Temptation. Okay. Iron Maiden. So that guy Batty worked for Iron Maiden for like 17 years or something too. That's what I like is the old roadie guys. They've got the great stories. It was a different time. I kept doing all those interviews because it was so much work, and honestly, nobody was watching them. But I felt like I was chronicling, I was saving like wonderful stuff, all these stories. The era is over. I brought on John, I think it's John Watkins. He's the last living guy from the 70s to do Kiss Pyro. I mean, whoa, really neat stuff. So yeah, I'll check out Arion for sure. I don't know why I know the name, but I do. So I'll check it out and I'll know it better. Oh, okay. Sorry, okay, Mark. I don't. Yeah, I'm not used to this. That's okay. What you're like? Who? Okay, what? What are you talking about? The day that the world breaks down. Okay. Now, if I don't do all these, it's because I can't read my own handwriting. And so remind me again, and I will. But I think we're okay. Yeah, I've been trying to see. I've been doing a lot of the ones that obviously I liked a lot. So I did a lot of baby metal, but it's because people were watching it. Honestly, it was like new. All of it was new to me, and I was enjoying them. And then it was funny, I kept getting requests for, like, Sue Meadow singing when she's a little girl. It was and I was like, "I'll do it if you guys want me to do it, I'll do it." But it was sort of funny because 'cause I'm just doing all these, like, little girl videos, but I'll tell you, so talented, and I did enjoy all of those, even though I know the people in the Discord were laughing at me. I was really enjoying all of those, and what was nice about Baby Metal was opening up the world of J Metal to me, and that I'm really happy about because some of these other bands I've been listening to, I really think are so, so good. So I appreciate that, and I will always. Oh, sorry, Kev. So, Kevin, you're talking about my buddy Russ, who's a really good friend of mine. And Russ, yeah, he builds motorcycles. He was in a TV show called Biker Build Off. And he mentioned Cliff Burton. I don't remember that in the interview. But yeah, Exile Motorcycles is Russ and amazing, like true total artistic genius. And that was a fun interview. That was really good. The Cliff Burton one was really hard. Those two roadies are incredibly well respected in roadie land, and they hadn't discussed the death of Cliff Burton. And it's heavy. And as we were going through it, I'm not like a professional by any means. And I didn't want to like, oh, Bonnie and Delaney. Sorry, hold on. So Delaney Bramlett was a very, very close friend of mine. Hold on, Jude. Some older stuff where the influences came. Wow, all right. That's a pretty fun pull right there. I could tell you a lot of Delaney. Okay, so I'm going to we'll finish off the Cliff Burton thing, and then this guy Delaney Bramlett. Whoa, co-wrote "Let It Rain" for Eric Clapton, produced Eric Clapton's record, taught Eric Clapton how to play slide guitar. Like amazing god of music and stuff. And I met him at the tail end of his life. He told me these wonderful stories of random whatevers. A fantastic human being, an amazing blues player. So that's a very random pull, Jude, but I am incredibly impressed. I loved Delaney. When he passed away, I was heartbroken. A fantastic guy. I never did meet Bonnie, but I know the Fleetwood Mac camp a little bit in that as a memorabilia dealer, I sold a ton of Fleetwood Mac amazing stuff. And so there was that. So with the Cliff Burton thing, I was interviewing these guys, and you guys should watch the interview if you're a Metallica fan. It is amazing, but it was difficult because I didn't know what to say, and you just watch them pour their heart out. They almost cry, but they were both in the bus when Cliff Burton died, and I called it the day the metal died, and I thought that was really fitting, and so it was the last interview I think I've done on here. I'm going to do some more, but it's just a lot of work, and so that's where I'm at with that. Mark, good night, dude. Thank you. I appreciate you logging on and saying what's up. Roy Gallagher, that's another cool one. Yeah, thank you, Hades. I appreciate it. It was a good interview. It was just hard for me to do. I took 2 weeks before I even edited it. And it was just because it was so heavy. I didn't want to do a bad job. I didn't want to upset anybody in the Metallica camp. And I wanted to make sure these two guys telling the story for the first time ever, I did a really good service to them and not a disservice. So I was nervous about that one. Another really good one is Chris Adamson. Check that one out. Chris started working for Pink Floyd in 1969. He started touring with the Byrds in 1967. He started touring with Fleetwood Mac in 1969. And Chris is actually Def Leppard's production manager or tour manager. I forget right now. So he's still doing it, this guy. He's one of the voices on Dark Side of the Moon. I mean, just amazing stuff. Oh, yeah. Gary Moore and Thin Lizzy? Come on. That would be really good. That's what I always throw at people when they talk about the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Hall of Fame, what? Thin Lizzy isn't in it. What are you talking about? So, not everybody agrees with me, but I don't give a crap. Thin Lizzy, amazing band, underrated as big as they are. Wow, great stuff. I agree, Holly. I am a huge Pink Floyd fan too. Holly, what's your favorite Pink Floyd record? Quick, what do you got? I think the band you're talking about, Michael, is Godsmack, but I might be wrong. The Wall, no kidding. So I don't know if you saw that one. I own the original handwritten sheet music to The Wall. I actually have it on loan to Pink Floyd right now. And so it's a beautiful thing. For me, though, it's Animals. I love Animals. So, ought ye can. Dark Side. They're doing that new Dark Side release. So we'll see what they do with it. Which one, Michael? Who do you mean? Who do you want me to get on? Oh, one of the guys in Pink Floyd. I can't do. That's it. I don't know. I don't know them that well, but that would be pretty amazing. No, with the sheet music, it actually went through one of the people in their camp, and they do this museum exhibit. It's actually in Canada right now, and so it travels the world, and so it's incorporated into my sheet music. I mean, is incorporated. Well, their sheet music is incorporated into the exhibit. So Ozzy, Blizzard of Oz, yeah, very very cool, very cool. One of the good stories, if you guys want to start looking through these old interviews, and I have it where they're sectionalized by chapter, so you can just skip through. It's the one with the Blessed Union of Souls guys. The keyboardist from Blessed Union, his name I can't think of it right now. He toured with Ozzy, and his Ozzy story with Sharon and Ozzy in the hotel is like amazing. So go to find that interview. Type in Eddie Hedges. I can't think of his name, but Eddie Hedges, and you'll find it. And then just click through, just if you want, just if you have limited time, click through to find the Ozzy story, and you'll laugh your ass off. It's amazing. I don't know, Clive. So I was reading that it was just Roger Waters because I was hearing that, but I'm not sure if it is. And he was redoing it because he didn't want him on the album. There's so much animosity between the camp. which I think is such a travesty as a music listener and a genuine lover of their music. It's one of my favorite bands, if not my favorite band. So, you always hope everybody can work it out. I don't know with those guys, but I never thought Axel and Slash would tour together. So who the heck knows, right? South by Southwest. Yeah, have fun, man. You're going to that, Mike? I know, Mike, you just got back from Japan, so that's cool. I agree, Holly. I don't know. It seems those two really do not like each other, like for real. I know oh gosh, I'm on the spot. The guitar player, Gilmore. I know his wife just released publicly this negative statements about Roger Waters, so that doesn't help make them all get along. But I mean, I don't know. People are who they are. I don't know. So hey, Joel, how are you? It's me, David. I was the one who recommended Selena. Hey, David, Selena. So, oh, you're gonna yell at me, man. I've been good, David, but I haven't done any Selena in a little bit, and I do need. I do think about it. I really do. I think I got to do Selena for. So the nice thing about the Selena fans is, as soon as I do a video, they jump on. They're like, thank you for caring about Selena." The nice thing about Selena was I wasn't familiar with any of her music. And the first one that you guys asked me to do, I don't think it was you, David, but somebody asked me to do, and it was her doing disco medley. I'm like, okay, this is random, but whatever. They're asking for it. I had a very small audience then. And so I did this disco medley, and it's really good. I really enjoyed it. So I do like Selena. And David, I apologize. I need to do a Selena track. So I will be doing that. And I'm going to jump on that too. Nemophila with 250 people would be pretty awesome. Yes. Yeah, right on. Michael, enjoy yourself. That should be pretty cool. So I read that, Clive, that Dave Gilmour said it was the best cover, I think is what I had heard. And the High Hopes, which is pretty big compliment. What I liked about High Hopes so much when I heard it, was Night Wishes. Was it you guys got mad? I know because I said it was a cover, and then they said it's not a cover. It's what's the word? It sounds better. And it kind of is. He really did put so much into it of uh, his own accord. So a tribute. Thank you. It was a tribute. So it is more of a tribute. It's pretty amazing. I really did enjoy it as well. And so I should listen to that. It's one of those longer tracks that you need to listen to a few times to register and really appreciate. So, with Ghost Love's score, it was fun to play it for the roadie as a viewer to see what he would do. I liked that. And I also sort of knew this song because I had heard it once before. So I'm trying, as silly as it sounds, not to listen to all this stuff as much because I want to be fresh and new to it and due to the reaction rather to get really, really used to the track. So I don't know if I'm correct in doing that, but that's what I've been doing so much. Tenacious D. So I guess Kyle from Tenacious D played at the bar down the street from my house last night. A lot of people got really mad at me for not showing up to say what's up. So Tenacious D has been here. So which I did miss. Kyle's awesome. So hey, Jude. Yeah, so the thing with Taria leaving the band, I've read some stuff. There seems to be a lot of feelings about Taria leaving the band within the camp that I haven't really got into. But again, I don't know that much about the band, so I'm learning. So couldn't remember the greatest tribute in the world, Clive. I don't know, Professor. You got to include me in. Maybe you wrote something I missed. So, oh, I think he's talking about South by Southwest, Jeff. But you can let him know. Hey, Jeff. Sorry. What's up, Jeff? I wish Joan Jett would find peace with Lita Ford. Totally agree. And both do a collab after nearly 40 years. Would be super, super awesome. Sherry Curry, actually, I know a little bit, and she was performing here locally too. She's actually doing some shows too here and there. So go see Sherry Curry if you can. She's a delightful lady. If you get to talk to her, she's very nice. So, oh, got it, Clive. Okay, the Tenacious D part. Cool, cool, cool. Okay, yep, got it. I don't know my Tenacious D as well as everybody. I know the Roadie song. I've been played it a few times, and it's really pretty good. So, I don't know for the to trans. I told you I'm not a big film guy, but dude, Nacho Libre. How American was that? Nacho Libre. Wasn't that a man? I was like, there. Been a Nightwish fan for 17 years. Lots of history. Don't pressure yourself. I'll take some time to learn it all. I think it's going to take me a while to learn it all, but I'm really enjoying each aspect of it. So thank you, Banjo. One thing about music, there is so many music and styles and varieties, even some that are outside genres we're familiar with and love music. David, I totally agree. And that's what's been so much fun about this stuff. I haven't listened to a lot like J metal. I knew who X Japan was. And actually, I knew X Japan because Dizzy from Guns N' Roses had told me X Japan, there's so much music in the world that you've never heard of. Like X Japan has sold night after night after night after massive, massive places. And you don't know. When I toured with the Cranberries. I was in Mexico City and I found out a band called Mana. Never heard of Mana. Like, well, other people in the world have, so that was what was neat is hearing about other stuff going on in the world. That's fantastic, really, really great stuff. So I appreciate that. You think I should move on? I mean, honestly, Professor, it's like it's 17. I mean, it is what it is. Hopefully, Taria has done well. I know she performs still because I reacted to one of her videos recently where she's still performing. So hopefully, she's done well and everybody's happy. Yeah, Mana was huge. So it was nutty in Mexico City. It was just crazy. We played at, I don't remember, we played in Mexico City with the Cranberries. I think we did 3 nights there. We'd sold it out, and, it's funny how roadies say "we," but we. So, we were there, and the whole building's just covered with Mana, posters and everything. I was like, "Who are these guys?" So yeah. So one other thing, David. So, now that I have a few guys here, one of the things I was doing, and I stopped because I think it is getting irritating and it's definitely getting redundant. I love J metal, and I've been saying with these bands, the accent bothers my ear. So whether I'm being rude, I'm wrong, I'm right, I don't want anything to take away from my enjoyment. And I think these are world class acts for sure, but I stopped saying anything about the accents, David, just because I keep saying it. And so somebody wrote, like, if you don't like it that much, why are you continuing to react to it? And I think they're right. So I still hear that. And I wish these Japanese bands specifically would do more music in Japanese because to me, it's so pretty. It's like its own instrument when I hear it. And I know I don't know what they're saying, but I don't know how much I care. It still sounds so great. But that native tongue, and it's just that confidence is fantastic. Now that being said, some of the people have overcome the accent, like it's Monoskin. I've been saying it incorrectly. Monoskin. He now I cannot tell that he's Italian in some of the newer songs that we're doing. And that's cool. And the Americans or the English stuff's good, but I still prefer the Italian stuff. And I hope they continue to write songs in Italian because I love those songs. So, ever listen to Renaissance? No, I don't know that band, Morbius. Live at Carnegie Hall. Carnegie Hall is cool. Your master. I saw them the same years. All right, maybe I'll have to check it out. Renaissance. I think you had me react to that, right, Hades? It was Love Bites in Japan. I'm pretty sure you had me react to that. Yeah, Clive. Yeah, I just don't want people to hate on me, but I really do wish Love Bites would sing in Japanese because her voice is just so powerful, and I think in her native tongue it would just rock. So what I don't understand is do some if that's your shtick, that's what people are saying. It's not like they were told to sing in English. The women in Love Bites decided to. That was part of it. That's their deal, and I do respect that, but do some Japanese stuff too. Why not? That's if a little bit. I would love that. So, and appealing to a worldwide audience. The other thing I've been told, I think Michael, you told me this, is that Japanese in Japan, there's a lot more English. I'm going to say infiltrating the youth, but I don't know, man. I love them singing in Japanese. It just adds another little bit of beautiful to me. So it's my opinion. So. Oh, Banjo, you actually like the accents. That's interesting. Melt Banana. I have heard of them crazy. I have not listened to them yet, but I've seen it come up. and so maybe I'll give that a go. Oh, Renaissance been around a long time, huh, Russ? Okay, cool. Yeah, Hades, I think you told me to do it. That's why I think I did that Love Bites track because I was super excited to hear her sing in Japanese. Yeah, I mean, I think the accent in Clive is a it's not a free flow because there's another added thought in your head of doing it correct and hitting the note and being perfect about it. And I think that's a distraction. So Californication. Yeah. So when I went on tour with STP, I was listening to Californication album so much, man. I was so excited, and I knew we were playing with them, but I didn't really know STP's music, to be honest. I had one of their albums. You guys, some of us are a little older here, maybe all of I don't know, but remember that you get like you pay 12 cents and you get like 12 CDs, and so I was part of that game, man. I'd sign up my mom, my dad, my grandparents and I did have one of the STP albums, and I didn't really care about them. I was all about the Chili Peppers. This was my first tour. I was only 22 years old, and I listened to STP, and I was like, whoa! And they won me over, and I became this big fan. And it was a really cool way to get to know their music and enjoy them. I still do like the Chili Peppers, but STP was they were really good. So give me chocolate, yeah. Here's one with Michael because Michael's been writing here. So Michael, I think it was you. So I started to actually I know it's you with Michael. I started like and tell me if I'm getting bad. I did ask here Kevin yesterday. And I've been saying, hey, you guys should try these almonds. By the way, the almonds I don't have on my desk, but the almonds are really good. But I started saying I had all this junk food. And Michael wrote to me, he was like, we're afraid you're gonna get diabetes. And we all had a really good laugh here about that, man. It is the Columbia Record Club. It's the Columbia House Club, Jeff. That's it. Dude, they did not make any money on me, Jeff. It was bad. I got box sets. It was bad. I was terrible. But yeah, so anyway, they were laughing at me for eating all this junk food. And so I chilled, but yeah, I've been doing my best to like you guys should try this. This t-shirt is comfortable and stuff like that. So if I'm getting too bad at it, let me know. But I'm trying to do it quick and it's nice to get cool stuff in the mail. I appreciate it. So and that t-shirt is awesome, by the way. It's really comfortable. So there you go. Melt banana. You know what? I'm gonna write it down because I really do need to do that. Guitar Wolf. Oh, okay. I've never heard of that one either. I think I did the cassette tapes too, Bago. So the one I had, so I was really bad. I had cut out the advertisement, and it was I think it was 12 CDs for the price of one penny, but there was no expiration date. So I photocopied it, and they'd say to me, "No, that doesn't count because it's old." I'd be like, "Great, where does it say it's old?" And then they always let me do it. And I just kept doing it and doing it and doing it. It was fantastic. I got all this wonderful music and stuff. It was great. So that's why I'm going to hell. What year with the Peppers? It would have been in 2000 or 2001, roughly around that time, Marty. And I was working for STP. I actually was never on the payroll of the Peppers. Not that, I don't know if you guys care, but diabetes, Wilford Brimley. Nice. Cocoon, man. Cocoon. You know what, David? I did get your message on Facebook. I appreciate it. I've been looking at Facebook a little bit less because I've been doing YouTube so much. Which, to be honest, I'm kind of happy about because I was spending so much time on Facebook. So it was kind of nice to like get my whole brain not wrapped around Facebook anymore. And then Instagram, I just don't look at a lot. And then I was doing TikTok with the interviews, and I don't do that. And really, but the problem is, it's like I'm just one person, and there's just so much ways to like market stuff. I was talking to Kevin yesterday, and I did have interns in the beginning, but I don't know. And the thing now, I was saying I could get someone to answer questions so I don't ignore like comments, but That's kind of lame. I'm not even answering you. I have some guy do it. So I don't want to do that. So I'm trying to figure out like what would be a good way of not leaving people in the dark, So that's one of the things I do need to figure out. I don't know what these big guys do. They probably do have people answer stuff and they just pretend, but anyway. Half price books and CD exchange. Remember half.com, Russ? That was owned by eBay and they killed it. Half.com was awesome. I don't know why they got rid of that, but anyway. Yeah, Holly. I mean, I love Facebook because I love scrolling through and looking at the funny ha-has, but it is. I'm just sitting there the whole time just doing this. I'm not even looking at anything. So I kind of chilled out on Facebook. So yeah. Mike Patton. Mike Patton's the man. So you want a cool Mike Patton crazy? So I made it. I stopped being roadie, right? I didn't. I just to be honest, I was lonely and I just wanted to try different things in life. And so I made a movie called The Still Life, and I filled it with a bunch of rock stars. And I wanted Mike Patton to be in my movie because I had like Jonathan Davis and Josh Todd and I had all these rock star buddies. And so I wanted to get Mike Patton. I was not buddies with him. And I got a hold of his agent, and she's like, you know what, hon? She's like, if you can find him, he can be in your stupid movie. How about that? Good luck. And that's why Mike Patton's not in my movie, The Still Life. But I love Mike Patton. Amazing singer. Awesome dude. Faith No More. Oh, yeah, man. I mean, we're talking amazing, legendary stuff. Mike Patton's the man. What's my favorite Baby Metal song? Hmm. I don't know. I hate to pick favorites a lot of the time because, hey, Gianni, that's cool. We got a Monoskin fan. No, I said it wrong, huh? Monskin. I got to get it right because the lady yelling at me today was correct. I got to get the name a little bit better. Yeah, picking favorites is difficult because they're top five. Oh, that's tough. I don't know. You're putting me on the spot. I like karate. I like that song a lot, but I like the new song, man. I thought the new one was really good. So I don't know. I'd have to think about it. It's tough. Mr. Bungle is amazing, like really good. I listen to Mr. Bungle quite a bit. That's Mike Patton stuff, and it's really fun, man. It's just eclectically everywhere. If you guys haven't listened to it, it is cool. It really is. Journey to the Center of Your Mind. Used to be a Jules Verne fan. Oh, okay, so yeah, I agree, David. It's difficult for me to pick favorite songs. I kind of don't like to, although I just did say my favorite Pink Floyd is Animals, but I find myself listening to like Division Bell a lot. And then, oh gosh. Anyway, other albums of theirs, even though you say your favorite is this, but you find yourself listening to other stuff a lot. What's the other one? It's about Roger's dad in the war. I know you're going to say all of them, but the Final Cut. Final Cut's great. I listen to that a lot too. Char metal? Japanese mascot metal band with the mascot's funniest sign. I'll check it out. I don't know if char metal. One we haven't talked about. Have you guys watched that dude Ren? I did that Ren video. I thought it was super awesome. I don't know if any of you guys are fans of that guy Ren, but it's worth checking out, man. Really, really good. The song I liked the best so far is called High Ren. It was so good. Animals is fantastic. Paul Scott. You know what it is that and then I loved Thick as a Brick, Jethro Tull, Thick as a Brick. But these albums that I have to listen to a few times a year because I don't know how, but every time I listen to them, there's new stuff I've never heard before, and I love it so very much. I was trying to get Ian Anderson on. I've been talking to his publicist, so it'd be super cool. I wanted to have him react to the Wagaki band. I thought that'd be really neat. Ted Nugent, Cat Scratch Fever. Yeah, that's the thing, Jude. That's interesting. My favorite depends on how I feel. And it's funny because I'll do one of these videos and I won't like love the song, but maybe I was just in a bad mood that day. But you only get one shot at the reaction and you're not really giving a real assessment because it depends what you had. I don't know. So I do think about that sometimes. I just go with my initial thoughts and just be me. But it is true. It depends on what you're feeling. And certain bands, and there's other stuff that you'll love, like Crash Test Dummies. I think they're great. At least that big album is great, the popular one. And then people will be like, "Why would you even pick that?" And you're like, "Ah, it's great stuff." But I was clearly in a right state of mind when I listened to it. Damn Yankees, nice. Yeah, Polska, I agree. I don't know. There's something about Animals. It just has this wonderful flavor to it. It's such a cool album, and it's so out of the ordinary. It's really fantastic. I've listened to the album like hundreds and hundreds of times. The Little Rascals, the Young Rascals, you mean, David? Oh, shows. Sorry, the Little Rascals. Okay. Think Floyd. I've never heard of that. Tank the Tech, right? Crazy. Yeah, so I've heard of Tank the Tech. I watched a little bit of his show when I first started. I don't know him, and I don't think any of the roadies I've talked to ever toured with him, but I know he's really successful on this thing. So I have been asked, and Kevin and I again were talking about this yesterday briefly, and it was for me to react on Electric Call Boy, one of those. And I haven't, but I just didn't want to stomp on the guy's parade. I'm really glad that a Roadie brother is doing really good, and I probably will do that because it's not like it's his band, and if I like it or don't like it, it's cool. But I saw it like that guy crushes it. He's doing really good, so I hope he continues to do so. Really, Polska, the monochrome guitar reminds me of the guitar solo in Dogs. That's cool. I didn't pick up on that. I like that. All right. So when I was a little boy, David, because we're talking about the Little Rascals, I was a little I was like, I don't know, I was like 5 years old. My mom had me like modeling in Sears catalogs or something. I don't know, whatever. It's embarrassing. Okay. And the Little Rascals, they were gonna do a show which Ron Howard was trying to put together. And they brought me in to do the audition, but I had a big red afro. I'm a redhead. And so I remember Ron Howard being real nice to me because I was a redhead. So they never did the show, I don't believe. He did crazy. Yeah, so I wonder if he was sincere about it, if he came to light, or you know, I just don't know the guy very. I don't know him, Tank. So, but Nightwish, my first reaction was it was awesome. So I just really enjoyed it. Yeah, Bago, it was bad. Yeah, I was a little model kid, but I hated it, man. They put me in like cardigans and it'd be itchy. I think my mom took me out of it when I was like 7 or something. It was. I hated it. Yeah, I'd go back. And, I got a lot of family, and I was born in England, so I got family in France and England. And every one of these people have this stupid modeling picture of me at 5 years old, like ha ha ha, and they all say the same thing. What happened? And I'd be like ha ha ha. So it was horrible. So, oh my god, we've already been on this thing for an hour and 20 minutes. I might end with you guys soon enough. I'm supposed to be doing these reaction videos. How about we do another 10 minutes and I'll log off. Dude, David. So I was in France, right? And they had these stores where you could listen to the CD and then choose if you wanted to buy it. And oh man, that was so cool. And then they started doing it here. But I used to like going to the used record stores and the night I'm CDs, so it was actually CDs, it wasn't records. But I'd go to the used CD stores and you could pick it up and play it on the counter and decide if you wanted to buy it. And that was like a little piece of heaven for me. That was my time. I loved it. I don't know what I would have been crazy. I don't know. I think I would have been the guy they didn't cast, I think is what they would have been. Yeah, I would have been the big redhead fro kid. Dude, they can fly by. I can't believe we've been doing this an hour and 20 minutes. I was supposed to fix stuff around the house. My girlfriend's gonna be mad at me. Yeah, I like this live stuff too, Michael. This is fun. It's just nice to get to know you guys a little bit and get to just interact. Because honestly, I'm just listening to music, which I'm obviously enjoying, but I'm just basically listening to the songs and being like, this is what I think. And it's nice to get to chat to everybody. Well, it was in black and white, Kevin. So I don't know if he was a redhead or not, but he wasn't always a bully. He grew up out of it. All right. So there. Tank says some truth about some BS said by someone in Nightwish management, but got severely crapped on by horde of rabid Nightwish fans. So that's what's hard, you know. Yeah, he was. I'm assuming, and I didn't see the episode, and I don't know Tank. If he was being honest in his reaction, I mean, there's that. And then you know what? Win the guy over. You know, give it an effort again to show him something of why he should like it. So some of these bands that I've been reacting to that I didn't love, I'll listen to more of it just to try and understand what you guys like so much and what I'm missing. And there's been a couple times where I've liked it more, but why not? Give it a go. What do you got to lose? So, am I going to see them in Europe, Croaker? Probably not. No, it's actually pretty hard to get me to go to concerts. Believe it or not, it's not good. I know, but I did promise. I brought on here the guitar player of the Ataris, and he's made me promise to go see them play. So I might, but I'm not a big concert goer. He's a good reactor, North Tank. I mean, he must be. The guy has a massive, massive following. So I can find a new girlfriend, Michael. Yeah, who are you going to introduce me to? Yeah, I appreciate that, Michael. That's funny. Yeah, Holly, I agree. Not everyone's going to like the same thing, but that's what makes it fun, right? That's what makes it interesting. So I agree. But if he likes it now, then good. That's cool. You know, I should watch Electric Callboy and hate them. And then we'd be even, right? I'd grow male body parts to give up to see a good loud concert. There's something to be said about wonderful concerts. That Vakken performance must have been seriously something cool with Nightwish. Oh, the Kiss Army. Nice. You know, when I first moved to where I'm living now, I didn't really know nobody up here. And so I went to the bar, and these guys were clearly music dudes because they had long hair and smelled bad. No. And so I went up to the table, and they were talking about Kiss. I'm like, I like Kiss. I'm a big Kiss fan. Can I be your friend? And they're like, okay. And they let me sit at their tables. So much. You gotta like it. I don't think anyone can hate Electric Callboy. I got to give it a listen. I've never listened to anything, so I've got to give it a try. I had never heard of him. The only reason why is that people talk about Tank, and so I've heard about it. So I do have to give it a try. And I don't see how anybody would think I'm stepping on toes. It's just stupid. It's in my head. I don't know. It's being dumb. So I got to do that. Curious Syndicate. They publish their own stuff. Oh, so no copyright stuff. Yeah, I don't understand the copyright stuff. It's free advertising. You know, I don't know if these guys make money. Maybe that guy Tank does because he gets like hundreds of thousands of views and stuff. But I don't make any money on these at all because they own the copyright and not me. And so, I mean, you just do it because you like it. I don't know. But Curious Syndicate. Okay. Hey, Aaron, what's up? Hanabi. I've heard of that one. Sleepy Time Gorilla Museum. No, but that's an amazing name. Paul Stanley was in a Super Bowl ad. I did see the Super Bowl ad. Yeah, I didn't quite get the whole thing with stop calling people rock stars. I was like, I don't know. You know, one of the things when I started this, like Party Like a Rock Star, I was trying to push this whole thing like you can all be rock stars if you're good people. So I don't know. I guess I was anti that commercial. Oh, you must have got some great stuff, Bago. You know, it was nice about like CDs, at least we had a place called the Warehouse here, and before they had a computer system, they just put the price on it from whoever was working at the desk. So like all the cool stuff, these people never heard of, man. So I was getting all these great CDs. It was fantastic. I loved it. And then they got that computer system, and all of a sudden Johnny Cash became expensive. Yeah, David, you do the cover songs. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I figure the copyright stuff's okay. It's their material, and um, they should be able to do what they want with it. So be it. If it was my opinion, I think they should push reactors to do their music, and I think they should split the revenue. But that's just my opinion. So Eskimo cowboy. All right, bunch of cowboys. Oh, no kidding, Polska. Because the band made oh god, what's his name? It's a Russian name. He's a nice guy. So I've pulled stuff off of his site, and he does a lot of bandmade stuff that he shoots. Vladimir Chupin. So I wonder how he gets away with it and you don't. But Vladimir's a nice guy, and I appreciated him being cool with me using his videos. So Hattie's. They changed the name. Okay, good to know. Ooh, you got to work at Tower Records, crazy? That's so neat, man. That was my so I'm a kid. I wanted to work at it was called Moby Disc, right? We had that in LA. That was our used record, CD, tape store, whatever. And I wanted to work. I thought these guys were so cool, right? I was 40 years old. No, I was in high school. And so they didn't care, and I'd fill out applications, and you could just tell the guy just would wipe his ass with it and throw it away. They didn't give a crap at me. So I went on my first tour, and I came back, and I'm like, I work for Stone Temple Pilots. And I went in there all proud of myself, and they still looked at me like, you want to buy a CD or not? I never won them over. They did not care about me. It was good. Wonder why they changed their band name from Eskimo. Oh, so Eskimo was first, then Electric Cowboy. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna check them out. I'm gonna see. I hope I like it. I hope I enjoy it. So the original Breaking Out. I've had a few things removed that I've done. I think I've had 3 tracks that YouTube has stopped, and then I've done like 5 where they won't let me put them out, which sucks because a couple of them are really good. One of them was a Baby Metal track. One was a great Love Bite song they wouldn't let me do. And so it's just a bummer. I mean, I don't put that much time into these. It's not like I spend hours and hours on them, but it is kind of a bummer when you're enjoying it and then they don't let you put it out. So Solaris, okay. Electric Fetus, that's a good one for a CD store. I like it. A record store. I keep saying it's fine. It's just different eras. I don't know. High Fidelity, nice. They have a Tower Records in Tokyo. That's cool. The one on Sunset, they just use for film shoots now. So sad. End of an era for sure. Empire Records was awesome. We got the moves. I mean, I'm game. I know I got to check them out, so I'll check that one out first, Hades. Empire Records really was fun. It's a good movie. I haven't watched in a lot of years, but I'll bet you it still kicks butt. Oh, my review's posted, Russ. Okay. Yeah, I'd have to look to see which ones they removed. I got one removed. So I like Maximum the Hormone, and it was for a comic book. And I found another guy and I did that, and they pulled it. And that was a bummer because it was cool. It was a cool video. The guy was a cool performer. It was up for a while too. So I don't know. Which one, Max? Who did you tell me about a while ago? Oh, sorry, talking to someone else. Okay. Favorite rock and roll movie? Crazy. La Bamba, you're right, is awesome. I want to pick something different just because you picked it. Keep it fun and steal your flame there. Um. Oh, you know what? Oh, what's it? He's a roadie. He's a reporter. He goes on tour with the band. He's a young man. It's Cameron Crowe's story. That one's really good. Oh, or I mean, it's not a rock and roll movie, but Fast Times at Ridgemont High has some great stuff. Spinal Tap, for sure. You're right. Spinal Tap would be the best, but mine goes to 11. I love it. Almost Famous. That's it. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, it's Almost Famous was fun. It was a good movie. Rock and Roll High School, nice. They removed his channel, Russ. Ouch. Yeah, I was afraid in the beginning because that's the problem I think YouTube has. They don't really give you too much information on what you can and can't do and piss people off and stuff. And I mean, I don't know. So as you build something, you don't want them to kill it. But so far seems to be going good. I don't know. Right. Yeah. Yeah. Crazy. So I have a VW bus, and the license on my bus is Mr. Hand, which is I'm sure you know crazy, but the teacher from Fast Times. So it's kind of fun. Ooh, a boyfriend like Spinal Tap? I hope so, Holly. That's a big deal, man. That's why I got rid of that girl. I didn't know Jimmy Page. Which is not true, actually. But I am so wasted. Party like a rock star, Jay. Yeah, maybe we'll do these where I drink a beer here and there. So that'll be fun. Just see what people talk about. I don't know how you don't know Jimmy Page. It's true. Like, for real. I don't know. I, maybe that's why it didn't work out, Holly. I haven't been doing YouTube too much, David, to really know the ins and outs. What's not? It's like with your phone. So I get on. I was watching videos. It's like cops arresting fake cops, and I don't know why, but then I just get like tons of these videos of cops arresting fake cops. So I've been watching those, and I don't know why I like them. I just look at the guy like, ha ha ha, they got you, man. So I don't know why, but yeah, it's like my experience on YouTube. I didn't want. Maybe it's clearer in my podcast, but I didn't watch a lot of these reactor guys before I started. I kind of wanted just to learn it as I go. I thought that would be more fun, and it has been. But it also might explain some of my mistakes. Actually, one of the ones I'm posting tomorrow is for Shoya, and I thought it was a song called "However," and it's not. It's just a mix of tracks. So I put it up anyway, but it's pretty funny because my reaction is just like, "What is going on right now?" So that's how good I do on these. Huh. Sold his soul, huh? Like the blues man, the blues man. Hold on real quick. I gotta turn the heater off in my house because it's how do I do that? Okay. So Yolandria, the truth is I actually wrote to him. When I first started, I reached out to him on Instagram, which I never look at, but I do have one, and he did not write back. So maybe he doesn't look at it either. Maybe he just didn't care. But I did reach out to him because it's like a roadie. You got that roadie brotherhood of like, help me out. And I did not hear. So I just kind of kept doing it myself, which I think is okay because I've kind of learned on my own 2 feet. And in a little bit of a way, I'm proud of that because I think I'm doing okay, and what's really important to me is all my roadie friends really enjoy it. So when I bring them on to do these reactions with me, they're having a lot of fun, which means something to me, and I like that aspect of this. So David Heretic, no, I don't know who that is. Crazy, okay. He's another roadie, crazy or Yoyoka. Heretic's probably so Heretic does reaction video stuff. Oh, okay. Yeah, so those guys, I mean, he can. I assume he could rip apart all the bass tracks and tell you about them. I'm not that versatile. I don't know how to do that stuff. I did cheat a little. I have a friend named Ken Tamplin, and he does these vocal ones, and I know him real well. So I did hit him up a couple times, but mostly it was just like, "Am I doing good? should I should I keep doing this? Am I sucking or am I doing it right? I don't know what any of this means." So that was the only person I've talked to thus far, and Ken's awesome, but he's a pretty serious vocal coach. So he's got like a million subscribers or something. So he's a pro at this. I'm not. So. All right, yeah, maybe I'll check him out and and see what he's got going. David Heretic. What does white labeling a song mean, Max? Well, thank you, Holly. Oh, he does the 1 to 10 score. I had somebody tell me to do that, but I'm like, eh. Or no, what they wanted me to do is on the thumbnail, do thumbs up or thumbs down. But I was like, no, I don't know. I didn't want to do that. Never really understood the scoring stuff. I mean, who am I to score their music? So I can say whether I like it or not, but it's just my opinion. But to score it, I don't know why, but it just seems like a weird thing to do as a punter to them. They're just checking it out. So yeah, I agree. Crazy. I like to discuss it, especially if you don't like it. It's to be open to discuss what you did not like. Oh. Picking your nose is good for 1,000 new subs. Should give it a go, Max. My mom spent many years getting me to stop, though, Max. Oh, no kidding, Alondria. So if they get enough emails, they can switch it up, huh? I think they're all going to change eventually. I think they'll all do it because it's free advertising for the labels. I mean, why would anybody watch a reaction video and then not go to watch the original? Nobody. So it just makes no sense. Ken, he hasn't done any of the baby metal stuff. Ken, because he's been on here for years. So I get that, Holly. So in the beginning, I didn't quite understand the whole reaction video thing. If you watch my first one, it was Queen, and I just talked over it like they used to do on Beavis and Butthead. And then people were like, "Hey, you need to shut up when they're singing." So I was like, "Oh, okay." And then the second one was, "Hey, man, when they do a solo, you need to shut up." So it's like, "Oh, right, I gotta be quiet." And so I started to get the understanding a little bit later. It was a learning process. Ooh, Ricky Nelson. So Matt Nelson was in my movie. He actually did a song for my movie that was really cool. And then I and Elvis, yeah, Elvis, come on. But I had on David Morgan, who toured with Ricky Nelson. And he is really cool. He sings for Three Dog Night right now. And that was a fun interview. He might be fun to bring in. I should reach out to David. He'd be into this. Just reading what you're saying, Hades. I think labels are not happy. I think labels are not happy you are stealing power of doing promotion. That way, bands can negotiate with more power against their conditions. That's why they don't like reaction channels. So, what I think Hades is this. So, like Taylor Swift, I don't think they care. They don't give a crap. There's nothing you can say about Taylor Swift that won't make people watch it. Baby Metal's put a lot of time into formulating this whole world, and some dumbass reaction guy can screw that up. And I suspect that's why they make it a little bit difficult to get through the copyright stuff. Queen and Beavis and Butthead, absolutely. Holly, yeah. Well, I tried, but nobody liked it, so I had to switch. Never did tour with Marilyn Manson or Rob Zombie. But I did go to some Manson performances. I feel like I worked some stuff that Manson was playing at. I have brought on some Marilyn Manson roadies and some Rob Zombie roadies too, where you can get some really great stories out of them. Marilyn Manson, I'd recommend Rocco Reedy if you guys want to punch that in. Rocco worked for Manson for a while. Him getting fired by Manson is pretty funny if you want to click to that. I do remember that crazy, and it was cool. I loved to be Beavis and Butthead. It was so good. It was really good. Joel likes them young. Max, be careful. You get me in trouble here. Yeah, Hallie, that's what happened. I did not know how to register what I was watching in my head, but I did like it. So I do know the Baby Metal Reactor resource, and I've had a couple people email me directly about it, and I do appreciate it. I am on a Baby Metal Discord, and I do pop in from time to time to listen to what people have to say and stuff, and I appreciate their comments. So Baby Metal, I haven't reacted to more stuff because I don't like the compilation stuff. I love seeing just a full performance and sucking it in from any band. It doesn't have to be Baby Metal, but I'm just not a big fan of compilations. The Olympic one that I did recently, they got me. I did not know that they never performed for the Olympics. I did not know. I thought it was a video. It was stupid on my part because I probably should have known that already, being that I've been doing Baby Metal for, I've actually only been doing reactions for 3 months, I think. So, but nonetheless, totally got me. Did not know that. And then with the watermarks and stuff, I don't want to do that. I don't want to do because my 2 cents is this. Kevin, this is boring. I talked to Kevin about this yesterday, but my 2 cents is this: if they don't want me reacting to their music, I want to respect that. And I don't want to do something that I shouldn't be doing. If they change their mind, I am gung ho and I'm looking forward to doing those videos. But I do work in the industry. I do have friends in the industry, and it's important to me. And I don't want to do stuff I should not be doing. I don't want anybody mad at me ever. I just want to have a good time. So that's why I don't do the ones intentionally, at least, that they don't want me to do. And I look forward to them to change their mind. And if things go well, maybe I'll be a pivotal uh, person in getting them to switch it up and let reactors react to Baby Metal's full catalog. That would be a wonderful thing. It'd be a great opportunity. So they should, as a business, want the exposure. I really genuinely don't understand it. And I think it won't take too long until I start talking to some of these guys. I do know record label people. I know Japanese big producers and stuff. And so as things grow, I'll talk to these guys a bit. Tease Joel and get away with it. It's pretty easy, Max. Yeah, it's pretty. I mean, it's pretty simple to do. You can bring it on. I like you, so you can. Only because you give me good suggestions. Otherwise, I wouldn't care about you. But Max does. You give me really good suggestions. You've introduced me to bands, and thank you. I appreciate that. I think it's actually really cool. Yeah, he sent me the spreadsheet, and I did get it. I remember looking at it. Yeah, it's true. Roadies are pretty brutal, Holly. We do tease each other. I've called them wind-ups. And so most of my book are the wind-ups of us. Yeah, it's fun to play jokes on each other and stuff. It makes it more fun. So yeah, Max, I'm fine. You can bring it on. I like it. Thank you. Yeah, the striking. So I was told I can't play music videos on here because they'll kill it. So that's what I was worried. Like, what am I going to talk about? But here we are, an hour and 45 minutes later. So I guess it's not very difficult. So there you go. Strike live streams. I don't have any strikes yet, so hopefully it stays that way. Linda, Linda, Linda. Okay. Yeah, I don't watch as much TV. Honestly, this stuff takes a lot of time. I do this more than I watch this show called Ghosts. I don't know if you guys watch that. There's an English version and US version. I like that. That's pretty much all I watch lately. So, which one, Jeff? I think that the drummer to react with a guest was Eddie Hedges from Blessed Union. You know what I think you're talking about, Jeff? Is it could be Peter from Bad Religion. He had some personal stuff come up, and he hasn't come on yet. If that's what you're talking about, it might be that. It might be that. So I still talk to him a lot. We're actually really good friends. So I think it was supposed to be a surprise. It was Bad Religion, but I made it really obvious that's what it was. So I will try and get him on here at some point. Awesome human being. Very first podcast I ever did. I interviewed him with Elton John's percussionist, John Mayen, and that was the very first one I did. So hey, Holly, right on. You're one of us. Okay. Chauffeur and part-time roadie. Soundboard for a local band. So now you swear like a sailor. I bet you do, Holly. But it makes you cool, man. It makes you tough. So I agree, Jude. I really do. I think they should split it. And I only did like a couple Taylor Swift songs, which sorry, but I did a couple of them, and if I remember correctly, she splits it. They split it, so you get something out of it, which I think is the way to go. If reactors know that they can make, and it's not a lot of money, it's pennies. I think I make $30 a month, but I spend like 60 hours a week. So if they know they can make a bit of money, they're going to naturally react to more of your songs because at least it makes them something. So I really think that the bands or the labels are making big mistake by not seizing this ad opportunity and hitting up reactors like crazy. I mean, YouTube even has a reactor tab. So it's nonsensical to me. I do not get what the suits are thinking. The Blue Hearts. I didn't know. That's cool. All right. I love punk. I believe crazy you do. I don't think you can just do pyro, and they're not going to let you blow stuff up. You're going to have to go through the ranks. But I've never done pyro. The pyro guys tell me to leave, and that's one person on stage. When they tell you to do something, you should listen. I had a few people on from Elton John's band, Holly, and they have been awesome. I actually interviewed David Johnstone. It was one of my very last interviews that I've done. I had him on here with the guitar player of Genesis, and so that was a fun interview. I've also had the bass player of Elton John's band, and then John Mayen, the percussionist, and they're all really good interviews. So, oh no way! Thank you, Hades. Good to know. So I'll keep an eye out for both of those this Friday. That's exciting. Thank you. I love that last Love Bites video. It was so good. Yeah. So Hollywood was cool when I did the David Johnstone one. Some of these I'll do more research on. I don't want to look like an idiot to Davey. And so I listened to some of the old Elton John catalog, and oh boy, was it so good. So, so good. So maybe I'll reach out to Davey. We get Davey on here. That's the thing, there's a lot of guys that would be really, and ladies, that would be interesting to hear what they have to say. So I'm trying to like maybe like one a week, just because those take me much more time to edit and everything. And also, stupid Zoom is not working properly with the sound, so that's causing me issues when I'm bringing on guests when I'm having fun. So I love Rammstein. I did a couple Rammstein videos, Kevin, and I say it in the beginning that I'm a big fan, and the fans got mad at me. So they didn't; those videos did not go very well for me. They went poorly, but I love Rammstein. I think is how you say it. It's okay if the fans don't like me; they're bass, but oh, I love them. So well, I respect Elton John, Holly, just because the longevity of anything. I mean, fantastic. To be relevant for that many decades is incredible. So Elton John's a wonderful human being and musician. So oh, I'd love to see Rammstein live. Oh yeah, it would be great. Yeah, I would try to do them more. They just I don't know. You know what it was again? It was the credits. They kept playing the credits, and I'm like, oh my gosh, the credits are longer than the song, and the people got all mad at me. They're a great band. I forget one of the guys in the band, his dad was a puppeteer. That was his occupation growing up. I was like, "Oh, how cool is that?" The Kingsman. All right, guys. Well, I'm winding down because it's almost 8 o'clock here, and I have done none of my house duties. I was supposed to do stuff, and I had the luxury of talking to you guys instead, but I did nothing. So I'm gonna get yelled at. Cro-Magnons. I feel like I've heard of the Cro-Magnons, Jeff, but I might be wrong. Hey, thank you, Hades. Thank you for your time. I appreciate that. Alien Queen. Yeah, everybody have a good one. Thank you, Pulse Guy. Appreciate that. Yeah, it was a bit of fun. I'll do this again. I kind of got to figure out when to do them because everybody here are on different time zones. So I got to figure out how to do it. But this was a good step. That was fun. So I'm happy to be back. Troll suggestions. Thank you, Kevin. Have a good night. Leolandria. Good night. Yeah, it's really late there in Europe. Yeah, I have to figure out a time that's easy for everybody. And then maybe like once a week or something like that. So I'll pop on again and I'll ask you guys and we'll figure it all out together. But this was fun for me. So I will do this again. Oh, look, I can see him up here. Okay. Little thumbs up. Nope. I'm not allowed to thumb up my own thing. Whatever. All right. Hades, go to sleep. It's late. Guys, I'll see everybody soon. And I really do appreciate everybody's time. And I will do my best to listen to some of these bands here. I will drink a beer. I might drink a beer while I do my chores. All right, everybody. Thank you. I'll see you all soon. I appreciate it.